Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing, sir?
Good afternoon, sir.
In the house.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. As usual, let somebody pray for us so that we can start. Either a Muslim brother or sister, a Christian. Let's just pray a short one so we can start.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن session with Ambrose unto your hand. See us through, and at the end of the day, let us, of course, to glorify your name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, bless sir. Yeah, quick one. And today we're looking at a lot of changes, especially as the year is run at come to an end, and we're entering the week that usher in the last month of the year, 2021. And a lot of seasonalities that are expected to play out this period. And you and I, because we understand seasonality, we don't need to panic in any trend we are seeing. But rather, we need to just hold our position and watch. And also, this is not a time to be jumping also from one position to the other. All we just need to do again at this point again is that if you are in a solid position, you watch. You don't need to be moving in and out. Unless when you are cashing out your profit, which is very necessary. Don't just stay in a place because you are hearing that to go up. If you are meet your target, that is why I said in this group, we have the spirit and also the understanding and the knowledge inside of setting a goal before we enter a store. And that target will always guide you. Once you achieve your goal in any position, you are bound to sell off and move to the next level. Unless you are the type that want to take profit slowly, like what I do sometimes in my position. You take profit, but don't say because you want it to go up further and because you are seeing project that you do take profit, the day it will turn back against you. Even the profit that you have seen at the early beginning, and you are saying you have made profit, overnight becomes like a vapor, becomes like a dream. That is why we need to understand these seasonalities and how to, to play it or to trend or to invest during this seasonality so that at the end of the year, we'll always smile to the bank. Yes, before I will go further into looking at the market on daily, I want to quickly appreciate those that have registered online. As we speak now, we have more than 50 people that registered online, but only few have paid money. I want to encourage them that the last payments to qualify, the last day to qualify for the discount of 25,000 is on Monday, which is the 29th day of November. So that between now and Monday, if you have registered online, we have seen the list, go ahead and pay. Because don't say that you are registered early, you didn't commit your money. Once it's from Tuesday, that means you're going to pay the 30K for the class. You need to also take all that because people are registered online. We have seen, yes, we have shown interest, more people are registered, but you need to commit your money so that after that Monday, you start paying 30,000. Because we are giving you all our members on this platform and buy and sell signal to pay 25T on Monday, the 29th of November. My team was telling me 28. I said no, 28 is on Sunday. Let's be 29 so that those that can make up opportunity to pay that Monday before they draw the curtain. That means take advantage of that and pay your 25K. Unless you want to pay 30K, we'll accept it. We'll welcome that. There's no cost allowed. And also those that also have paid for the old people's home also want to appreciate you and encourage others to do. It's our way of giving to humanity. After we have made money, no matter how small it is, you can send some to all these people by way of donating to them. Encourage this seasonality period, especially the end of the year perspective and all. You need to make them happy too. That is why we're encouraging that. You can also use that way to say, God, thank you for what you have done for us for the year. We're going to be together. We investors have already a budget for it for your own to make it more bigger so that there are also bigger things to play with during the season and also usher them to the new year. That's why we're encouraging you also can go ahead and make your donation as you will. Yes, the month and the week and the day. I see that we are working closer to the end of the year. The year is running down gradually. But the historical trends suggest a strengthening bullish trend in December. And I've shown you this kind of data last week, but today I want to use another way so that you understand it better and see what I'm saying, that December has a different aura and a different momentum of volatility that will guide you and I to make informed decision when we are entering to the month of December. As I speak, I had a lot of, I received a lot of, messages and what we call it, SMS and WhatsApp message asking about my option on the market recent volatility, which I told them that yes, the side trend was in the market, the volatility was in the market, that it's not new, that the month of November is characterized with such activities when it comes to towards the end of the year, that the momentum will start building much from the month of October. After September, since the quarter number, it will go to that November. But because of after the October momentum is up, that of November, people will tend to take profit, see the market oscillate. But that volatility is also another way of buying low and selling high, depending on your own strategy, on how you understand how to use the technical analysis support and resistance level. You can trade in all these market situations. All depends the insight you have on how to use what those tools you have. Most of you paid for in the last event data two balls that were released. If you understand this, you don't have to. But I told them really that I'm not worried about the market is oscillating in the month of November, and we're going towards the year. That many analysis have said, community traders have said that yes, this it's a sign of a new trend or a shift in trend, that the market is likely to trend down. Price is likely to trend down in this month of December. When I'm hearing all these things from different analysts and traders, when they are talking, I wonder. But for me, I'm not saying that it might not go there, but unless there is some called distortion, that market will go down. But I'll tell you that at the end of MPC meeting this week on that review, and at the end of primary market option on the treasury bill that was held also this week, have given me an insight where the market is going to be in the month of December. And that is part of what we're going to share on the Invest 2022. But because of course in this class, we want to look at this thing that will guide us, this trend, that we won't miss it. Because if we miss it, it will be very difficult for us to say we are jumping. Yes, we might be jumping, but people have jumped into the market early, that you are coming late, they will make more profit. That is why that you discover trend on time before other people get to know that trend. And when they do and come and meet you, you already become your money or smile to buy, because the more they come to meet you, prices will going up. And that is why early identification of a trade opportunity or a trade idea is very, very good. And that is why we render a service in terms of providing a buy and sell signal, so that you can jump in early, or there's a sign or you can take position and make money. But yet, I still see a normal November for me. November is not my, I said earlier, it's a very volatile month. Prices are tend to miss up and down. But if you don't understand it, you are bound to work, it will be shaken. But I'll tell you now, as we are going towards the end of November, I see data that supported what we see data that support another 10 times conclude that the month of December will close up up. And I told you earlier that in this month of December, we have a lot of seasonality that comes with like end of the year, end of the quarter, and Santa Claus rally in the month of this December. If all these factors remain intact, I see that November, December, October, so far will be a good market for us, but we need to be guided by information and momentum in the market. Fundamentals are okay. We have seen the fundamentals at the end of the third quarter. We have seen the economic data as they are running in. We see the outcome of the MPC meeting. We see the outcome of the primary market option in the Treasury B. Yes, I might say that Treasury B going down might not see the much impact on the market because people are playing the Treasury B. Most of them are banks. But I'll tell you, the rate in Treasury B is also going to guide those that are in fixed income market to know what to play. If the average yield in the equity market, the average yield in the equity market is above 5%, then if I'm going to stay in a long curve in Treasury B to get around 5.89 for a whole 364 days, or if I'm taking position now in good equity, dividend is bound to come. And we have seen the third quarter number, which I've said earlier, I think I'm going to emphasize that those numbers tell you that we are likely to see an improved dividend payout in some companies at the end of 2021 financial year. And who says that if you see the period or the years that January was up, there's already a positive number that giving most of the market players insight that they are likely to be to be improved payout in the new year. For that, they start buying, even at the same time, they buy until that January. That's why most January in Nigeria have the federal January said that it is time for people to pay school fees, prices of stock will run down. But for like 5 years, which I said last time, out of that 5 years, we have seen 3 years up and only 2 years down for January. It tells you nothing. And go and look at the years that January was up. We have seen positive earnings of these companies that are listed on the exchange, and the numbers are attractive. And market was still positioning ahead of what their full year numbers that will come within the first quarter, depending on when they release their numbers. We know that from January to March is when they release their audited results for those that have December as year end. That alone, we're also saying that it might likely happen that January this year might also be up. It depends on the moment we are seeing now. See that we have seen a straight almost 5 up market at the end of from the month of July. Today, market has been up, and that momentum is building, and it's building with information that is coming. For me, whether there is another round of kind of lockdown in anywhere in the world, fine, we might. But you can see that because that the vaccine has come to be now, I think that lockdown won't be as bad as we saw it. I think the lockdown oil price will crash. No, because there's kind of dynamics that come into this management of the so-called COVID-19 virus, that anyone they call it. That means we won't expect it more to put the global economy down as we saw the previous period. No, for me, we need to understand that in our own market, we have seen that HDB rate is on decline. We have seen economic data are looking up. Then also, we have seen that company earnings for third quarter are positive. And momentum as at toward the end of November is still strong, that market is still on a bullish trend. That bullish trend is that you don't need to panic at all, but rather you hold your position and watch what is going to happen in the market. Because I will tell you, no matter what event will happen, unless there is an external event that will put the market in another direction, we know that December in the last 20 years have been up for more than 16 years, 22 years, more than 16 years. Another one that says that the probability that the market will be up in December is high. Like I said earlier, the long-term tenor for Treasury is down from 6.5 to what 5.8. That is a good point. And also, I said it again that our numbers for today are better, and also the economic data are good. And we are seeing that the government are already giving us a sign that yes, in 2022, from mid-year 2022, which also a pre-election year, they might likely the total removal of subsidy. That should also ring a bell in your mind and my mind. And we don't expect the CBN to even adjust their what they call MPR the first meeting in 2021. That means if rates remain at this and interest remain at this in 2022, January, because that will have the next MPC meeting, I swear that the market is likely to keep this trend we are seeing. The oscillation in the market is not an evil thing. It's part of the market. The market oscillates to make profits, and you move on toward the next one that you see, another opportunity to trade. That is how to invest now. But the good thing here is that as we speak, the market on a daily chart can see has just crossed the shortest 7 days moving average. Which the shortest moving average is the black one. And I told you that this red one in last class is the 20 moving average. Why the blue? You can see that all the short-term moving average, long one, 20 and 50. I think that 50 moving average is for institutional investors. You can see that the market is strongly bullish on a daily chart already. Despite that, we saw like a missed trend for the week on that. The market was down for 3 days. But the reversal we saw, or the rebound we saw on Friday, has covered all the side trending we have seen from here to here. If you are seeing the chart from here to here, you have recovered it. And market is already around 42 to 43, 300 already. Which tells you that the market is still on a strong position. For me, we just hold our position and watch what is going to happen in the new week, pushing us into the month of Santa Claus rally, the month that leads to the end of the year, the end of the quarter. There are bound to be what activities that will make it up. And don't forget that the Santa Claus is already within before Christmas and after Christmas. That Santa Claus or Christmas rally, whatever you call it, is what will always support the month of December. And we don't see it going the other way direction this year. It's going to be that same positive because we are seeing factors that are going to support that uptrend in the month of December. If that will have at the back of our mind, if the decision we are taking now as an investor is for us to be in the right stocks and just wait, as I've said earlier, because all this seasonality has a way of playing out in our market. Like in our own market, I said historically, if you look at NGX entered a reasonable, strong, strong momentum period at this Christmas and Santa Claus rally. And this is the pace of that, and it comes in December, and it comes between on the 1st of December to start watching it. It might slow down a little at the beginning of December, You see momentum down a little, but as we enter the second week of December, you see that the trend will start changing. As it's changing, it's going to reflect on the market. That means you, as an investor, you have to go with this volatility that we're seeing. And in the new month of December, the increasing volatility we saw in the month of November also, because it started already in October. This volatility was saying now started building up in October seriously after seeing the earnings season impacted the market, and that will continue. But it will be at its peak in December. That volatility, and volatility is always, for me, it's a blessing for market, because that volatility will create chances for you to buy low and sell high. If we are seeing it, we need to also maintain that tempo. And I said earlier that when Q3 numbers are positive and strong, December and January monthly is a place that you see that most of them are up. December and January, because of the strong Q3 number. And now we already saw that our Q3 number for 2021 are really strong to give us an insight what should expect for the period. If we have this at the back of mind, it's for us to also gather momentum to invest widely, not shaking. But I say NSC data consists of 22 years I have studied with my team. We not saw that monthly history data shows that November is a general moderate volatile period with a predominant of what downtrend in price. Overall, November is basically 50-50. Why I mean 50-50? That November, if you go and check the history for this last 22 years I just mentioned, it's 50-50. Either down bearish or bullish, but that is for September for you. In terms of what trend direction this height has been for November, for September, sorry. Then October is very volatile. I've said volatility increased more and more by 40% in the month of October compared to what we saw in the month of September. That trend is maintained, and it presents a stronger momentum trend. What I'm saying is that these are technical things we are looking at. We have seen the fundamental of the market. Liquidity is gradually coming back to the market, because you're still going to see the money flow that it still remains stable. To tell you that we are not short of funds in the market, but we need more prices to go high. But there's still liquidity in the market. There's no fund in the market. No, funds are in the market, especially as the telecom companies are playing the trend now. People see the potential there. I see that funds are coming to that sector, which we expect also going to support the general market. But we expect also those high caps that are yet to move. Once they move, the market will still move in that operation. But ability to drag some small cap and medium cap is what you and I tend to take advantage of. We position a good stock that when the market moves from this level to another level, those are going to drag up. We're already in that stock. These are the things we have in mind as a trader. Now, people, I said that shows strong historical volatility, and people have seen to see what has happened. When we go to the chart proper, you see what I'm saying. But I've given you a clue in the daily chart that market is still strong. And also, if you look at the trend here on volume, you see even when the market was oscillating for the month of for the week under review, you see that uptrend in volume. For the high volume, we have seen that here the market turned green because of the last gain we saw in Ethel. But you see the volume traded was high. That means there are some positions were taken in low cap stock. See the volume we saw in Honeywell, volume we saw in other stocks within this period, to tell you that investors are looking at way to make money. Even First Holding Bank, you see that there's volume this week. Even GTB, you see volume. These are why you see this week, you can see activities were missed. We will see what some high cap stock, medium cap stock, low cap stock also have an opportunity to go up. It tells you that things are really changing. For the month of December we are entering is my major month, my concern. That is why we really want to dwell on that month of December. December is usually a month that closes higher in the history of our market, continuing the Christmas and Santa Claus rally with into the end of the year that usher into a new year. This is a common thing in NGX. It's a very common thing in NGX. Even the recent trend we have seen 5 years before then, you see that December is almost close green, already in green in most years. But we see that this year we're entering 2021 December. I see that trend also repeating itself. If it repeats itself, that will be opportunity for you and I also to make money. And I see the trend is not changing at all. It's not changing at all. I should also let you know that this 2021 should be a solid method for the market in terms of trend. It should be a solid method. We expect market to trend up in this period because market has shown us signs that there's a steady decline again on Friday. We know that it was late in the early end of the month and early December before we now see a major trend from the second week of December. It tells you that you as an investor, you should not panic. unless something happens to kind of distort this expectation that the general, historical pattern we have seen for years will change. There, because nobody knows what happened tomorrow, unless there's a change in event and that something happened before the boy. You can see the history, will always repeat itself, and that's what we believe in technical analysis, that history repeats itself, and we have seen that this December things are always in that direction because of what? Because of the trading pattern generally adopt because for that period. I told you earlier that in the period that demand is high, the period that consumption is high, transportation, everything because of seasonality. On that note, most of the companies that had December year and this last quarter of the year will also be a plus to what we have seen in the third quarter. That means we might see a better number, a stronger number at the end of this quarter, adding to the one we have seen in third quarter position of these companies. That give you an insight of what to do. And also the major or the strong sector to watch out for this season is one. I'll say the first one is we'll still watch out the communication sector, what are the agricultural sector, the oil and what and industrial and financial. Essentially, these are the ones we should watch out for this month of December, because I see that activity in that sector will also going to change the market. The insurance and the service sector, they are coming up from after the COVID-19, the vaccine that made the service sector, especially the transportation, the airline, they are coming up. We are seeing their number improving, and the insurance, because of the nature of their prices, yes, you can trade them if you have a but volumes. Most people don't do volume insurance because of you are the one who put the price because the price of those stocks are down. For this major sector, I see that you can watch is communication, finance, financials, which is the banking. Look at the oil and gas. Look at the industrial, and consumer is also good. But I believe agriculture is where we all should be because that is the attention we are seeing that government. Because if you want to feed yourself, or we're planning even to remove subsidy, there's a sector that should support the economy seriously, which I know in this agricultural sector. You can take advantage of all this to position ahead. That when we cross over, you already been in a sector that will give us really what we want. I've shown you that here that the market has traded here before rebounding. For the weekly, I will say that the weekly chart will give us more information. For me, the market is still healthy and strong. We don't need to panic at all, but rather, like I always say, invest wisely. Because I'm going to show you some also data that also guided us for years in terms of our picks for the invest 20 or the invest any year. That you can see that because of the understanding and the data we have, always assist us to know what to do when it comes to all this seasonality, because that is where investors really want to understand what is happening. And if you understand what is happening in the market and have a trend that is guiding you, you are not lost at all. You have information that will also support you. We've already seen this here, which I always repeat. Now, you can see that the market is still strong, seriously strong. And because the market is strong, you are bound to make money from the market. But only that you invest wisely. If you look at this trend, you can see that if you look at the weekly chart, that your MACD is still very, very bullish, strong and bullish, which I told you last week, still on that direction. And this is the end of the month for November. We're coming around the corner by next week. We'll see that this trend will be maintained. And if that is sustained, we don't have fear at all. This is the market on a monthly basis. See, as I've said earlier, that the trend remained up, surpassed the previous January position. See that market is looking up. And your MACD still not on a strong move. You can see it here already on the chart. If all these are clear to you, don't mean that you don't need to just panic in the market. Just hold your position, because I see that the seasonality and the pattern we have seen will going to repeat itself, and all you be in a good stuff and watch. When you watch in these stocks that you know that things are happening, you'll be smiling. But like I said, always take profit slowly, and if your target is met, don't be greedy. Sell off and move to another one. But if you don't sell off because you're having more information, but take your profit slowly in that stock, so that when the market go against you, know that you are cashed on profit out of your position is very, very important. For me, what we will do is for us to just hold on and look at our market, because a lot of potential is in the market for us now. You can see your money flow index for the month. Look at what is telling us. Funds is still entering the market at 73.38 level of MFI on a monthly. It's a very strong one. Then we do the same thing on a weekly to see. You can see that weekly now on the monthly, because the weekly, yes, it's looking now, but has not gone as low as 50, as 70. And the probability that it's going to rebound when it gets to this level is high. But tell you that this fund is because of the profit taking before we saw Monday, last Friday move. We'll see that last Friday also will reflect later on the daily chart, but you need to also watch, because market is very, very, you can see that is running up a little at 50, at the money flow at 62 now, which is for me a very good one, not a bad one. And it's already showing a sign of up here because of Friday was up. And that tells you that we need to exercise patience and watch the new week we are entering. And these funds that enter the market are key to know that yes, the market is still there for all of us to partake and make money. We don't need to panic and also be confused at this point, but rather we have to make a informed investment decision for ourselves. The good thing that what we call ADS on a daily chart is almost above 50, which is good. And if you look at your ADS on a weekly chart, it's still looking up at 37. And we say when ADS is above 20, he said the trend is strong. Now, I'm reading at 34, say that the strength will have the market. That's why I said on a weekly chart, on a daily and monthly, market is still bullish. And that gives you and I a solution that our market is still not that. That's why the little pullback or reversal was in the trend in the money flow. But the money flow is looking strong in terms of the numbers we are reading on money flow. Tells that there's no cause for alarm at all. But rather, we should just position in these stocks that we know we are already in, that give us a good value already, and they are rallying up. Just wait. And on a weekly chart, you can see that the buying momentum has changed. We are seeing a 90% buy volume as at the end of the week compared to what we saw last week that it was on a sell. Now we are seeing only sell volume of 10% in this. Tells you that the market is really on uptrend, that you and I should not panic at all or take position of the market as we speak now. But quickly, before we go into question and answer, I want to show you, some recommendation that was made in 2020, Invest 2020 and Invest 2019. Invest 2019 covers Invest 2020, while Invest 2020 covers 2010. But you want to see data for all these periods so that you will know exactly what we are saying. Look at this, what happened in this place. I want you to just look at it. This, what happened in Invest 2020. That Invest 2020 on the 4th of December was the last day. While we hold our last Invest 2021, December 5th, 2020. That what we're tracking now. But this one was in 2020, we are tracking 2020. But if you look at the performance here, WACO in 2020, look at the return. WACO was low, we entered at this price of 13.50. It touched as high as 26 naira before it closed this day of before the last event on Invest 2021 was held. You can see a return almost 70%, 70 points. This for Invest 2020 outlook or trade or result. You can see it here that the stock peak were stock that give investor an average return of 34.56 for Invest 2019 that was done. It was 2020, so that was read in 2020. But now we are already in 2020. We want to look at Invest 2021, the performance. This one was now is Invest 2020. Invest 2021. Let's see what really happened in Invest 2021. The stock that were picked, how they have performed. Because we're giving that slide, you have a clue of what we expected to have at the end of 2022, year, as you attend the coming December Invest 2022 summit. It's a yearly event of Invest Data. It's not, we don't do it the way we do masterclass. Masterclass is 91 days program for every quarter. Why Invest 2020 or any invest we do is for a whole year. That this is what the average return. You can see that most of 50. The only negative stock or two negative to have here is a USCN for that year and what an Access Bank negative. Look at the results for Invest 2020. Then we'll quickly look at the Invest 2021 performance. But you will see for yourself that this market, if you understand how to play this market, I will tell you, you and I will also be happy to play the market. Yes, in this order, you don't say there will be no risk, there will be risk, but let your winning side be more than your losing side. And that is how to balance your trading portfolio. There was some that you lose some, but at the end of the day, because of your winning side, you balance and you also remain in profit. This so far Invest 2021 performance, the 10 golden stocks, we always have 10 golden stocks for 2020, 10 golden for 2022, for 2021, 10 golden stocks in Invest Data. I've done for all, but I'm not in Lagos. The one I have myself sent to me just these 2 years. But I've done for 5 years so that you can see the trend for the performance. For this one they sent to me because I'm just talking from data now. I don't have all the data that we're giving you more data of the others, then go this stuff for 5 years, but I have for 2 years here. That's why I'm just displaying what you can see. You can see for Invest 2021, the first one there is Zenith Bank. Zenith Bank, as we speak, after touching as high as 27, our buy price for within the range of this 21 to, you look at the buy range, this is the average of 23 to 38. And I thought as high as this, but at the end of that yesterday for Invest 2021, the Zenith Bank is returning just only 4.8, not a negative one, but marginal. I know that the banking sector performance have been a bit dicey in this current year under review. For that, you can see also the same trend in Access Bank. Access Bank got as high as 1180. For fullback, as at yesterday on the 26th, it closed at what at Nigeria. The return just only 9 points. For GTB, buying, you can see that people that enter GTB at 33 naira 22 kobo, after touching 36, which is highest for the year, in as low as what as 25. That means in that portfolio alone, you have lost about almost 25%, 24.74%. For MTN, in this regard, was also one of the peaks for Invest 2022, which I know that all the participants in this class and this forum that started that do not sell their own anytime, even when they touch as high as 209, but we are still holding. We have made a return of almost 22.5 or 23, let's say return. Also, me and Baker, the same year from that day of the training that was held in December 5th, 2020, can see that me and Baker buying was there. It touched as high as 5 naira 18 kobo before closing. Now where it is trending at 4 naira 49 kobo. That is 30% return so far in that position. Also, we have seen what happened in Dangote Cement. Dangote Cement now have not made the move for the expected buyback. Whether they are doing stylishly, but I know that in this last month of the year, that also has into the new year, that is where there's a lot of work, rating and a lot of activities, which I know that before the end of 2021 December, I will see Dangote Cement around 350 or 340 before the year end. But so far, it has returned investors in there about 41.7, which is almost 42%. And livestock that that moved from 1 naira 28 kobo, touched as high as 308, now trading at 206, have returned almost 60% or 61% to investors. But I'll tell you, the cash cow and also the one that investors that attended, which I know most of them, even though they attended in the master class, for the first master class, they all smile to the bank. Which one of them are still smiling, depending on your investment goal. If you have sell up, if you are there, you can see that the vital form that went around 6 naira 7 in our last master class Invest 2021 has already returned almost 260. That is more than 100%. On that, you should know what you expect. Going to the new, entering into the new year now. What we're going to pick, the kind of position you should also see, because there are some stocks that have the same future and potential of vital for which we have seen. Also identify them, how we can take advantage of those kind of stock now that we're entering into the new year, because that is the essence of Invest 2022. For you to take a position that you can hold for 1 year, you know that Invest data, our minimum return for 1 year is around between 40 and 50, while for 6 months between also 30 and 40, while our weekly trade is between 8 and 20, because after your charges, you can make 8%. After your charges, you can make 15 and 20. But our weekly rate is between 8 to 25. And that's why you get for weekly rate after your trade cost for that period. That means if you are in this position, you don't need to panic. We also see what happened in WAPO. WAPO will keep up at 23.4, just as high as even 31, before it came down close to at least 25. And within the period, we have earned also even a dividend. But so at least the price as at yesterday, those in that position, we have not make money, but we are not in loss position. 6.66 is what we have made. If you look at if you didn't sell at all, or if you are taking position when it touched 35, fine. But as if you are in that position, this is what the position will be giving you now. 6.6 as at yesterday. And you cap that also entered as 4 naira 34, touched as high as 890, closed yesterday also as 980. Tells you that this stock also have potential, and the return so far this period 125%. That means an average of this year for 2021 financial 2021 wire now in 2021, our position has given us around 49, roughly 50, but 49.441%. That means your portfolio in this 10 stocks, this 10 golden stock for 2020, if you are there in this you are really above inflation, above everything, to show that yes, you are really in equity. That I tell you that if you really want to hedge against inflation, if you are in good stocks and you have a good portfolio, you can always stay ahead of what inflation. But I believe in coming Invest 2022 stocks that also will give you this kind of return also by God's grace going to be make available so that every participant also will also have to track. I believe that most of them that attended this Invest 2020 that are in this house, this is what they have in their own essay. They can actually go home and look at it and compare and see what you are saying. Because if you enter the market early before others, you make more profit. That's why in technical analysis, we call it once you see a trade and have potential, jump into that trade at early. Once that trade becomes obvious to people, they see that everyone wants to come in, you are already there. You sell out and move to another trade. That's why buying stock on time is very good. Also, when you see a moment that is going, at that moment to have strength to long or to prolong, you jump in also to enjoy, but don't always pick a market I say, oh, because it's at the peak, let me jump. See a reason why it's at the peak there before you jump in. But when you identify an early stock at the early time, buy at a good price. When the market starts in that you have saw at the earlier point, you will see that market will take it off. That's how to invest, and believe that at the end of the Invest 2022 summit, we also have category of stocks that we're going to track for. And then when we want to do Invest 2023 again, we have to give you also a report like this. But I believe that my team now, by for tomorrow now, this one will make it public so that you see how Invest 2021 stock are performed to guide you when you are taking action. Will be part of us in the coming Invest 2022 program that is holding by on the 4th of December 2021. Look forward to see you there. And I know that our market has remained strong. On that note, we can now go to other section where we can take questions and the answer. But if you want to add to the market review that so far, what you think that also add to the market to be the up direction, or what will distort what this historical data we are seeing, what you feel that will distort it, just you are free to share that the house will also understand and position well ahead of 2022. Thank you all. Thank you all. Any other person that want to ask a question and answer? Anyone can give us any question you have. Want to add? You are very free. Yep.
Hello, Ambrose. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, thank you for that review. I think what we've seen in the market is not a surprise because when the index almost, I think it touched almost 44.
Yeah.
Like you always said, it has to pull back, gather some strength to move up again. And I think that is exactly what is playing out and is waiting for news. My question is on two stocks. One is Sokomo. Yesterday, they came out that they are going to hold a meeting regarding their business. That might give us an insight that something is likely to happen, either a combination or anything. So I don't know if you can shed more light on that. The second one is on GTCO, that's the GT Bank. We know, reviewing their performance for this year, it's not all that. They did not up their game in terms of their performance. And I think, like one of my friends who always say, the market is punishing them. But that notwithstanding, we know that GTB will still bounce back. But we still need the assurance, like the doctor. When the doctor is going to give you injection, though the injection will be very painful, will tell you, no, don't worry, it's not going to be painful. So what is your take on GTB as it is today?
Yeah, looking at GTB, for me, the foreign investors in that stock are the ones selling. And if I look at the activities, it's mainly offshore activities that they are selling, but they are selling to come back. They're not selling to leave finally. You know, when you see that something's about to happen, you need to watch and see. Yes, GTCO just change the operation to another pattern, and the numbers were released since then are not too impressive. Doesn't mean that the bank, the company has anything wrong to pull it down. No. But as an investor, you don't wait where you can't get much. But for me, because our market have not depended on foreign investors for this while, almost 2 years, and the market is a bit stable, what we're seeing GTB is just also going to find another stability somewhere, another strong support level, which 25 I can see is probably a strong support level for GTB. But if there's any news that will pull it further down from here, it will be another good buy for it because there's already a positive sentiment for GTB before now. So that the sentiment for GTB is gradually moving towards to Zenith, and because of the numbers of Zenith. So I believe that also if GTB can maintain this their payout at this range, that payout might also support them to go back again. But you know that in our market, sentiment and perception play a lot of big role. The perception of ZTB before now is stronger and sentiment is stronger. But now gradually they are losing it. But look at pattern, which is or sentiment, which I said at 25 naira, was seen a stability at 25 naira. If that thing is sustained at 25 naira, we might likely see GTB rebounding very soon. Especially if their number become very, very good. That might change the whole thing for GTB. For me, GTB is not where say we are running out. Just hold your position. I see that GTB will bounce back very soon. Especially when we start seeing results of this GTB code, the holding company activities. Yes, it might not be immediately, but I believe that their full year results, they will maintain their dividend. If that is done, GTB, if you are there for dividend income investors, hold on. Believe that in the new year, when their numbers start turning up, GTB must still go back, and that also attract another foreign set of investors to come into GTB. There's another perception for that GTB. I'll tell you, if you are there, don't panic. Just take advantage of the pullback to buy back. But if you're a short-term trader, don't look for GTB now. For those that are long-term there that want to stay, you can take advantage of it and enter. But for traders like me, you don't buy now unless you have a strong support level that any moment from now. And also watch your money flow into it. If it's a positive, you can jump into trade. But for those that are long-term, as it comes down that you're waiting, they can use it to buy more and dilute your high cost or increase your take in the company. That's the way I see GTB at this point. But for Komu, you know that when all these companies, when they are meeting like this, they're going to come out of it. That I will show you. That I show that is what's going to happen. Something that we don't know as we speak now. I don't have any information whether they are going to merge any company or they're going to declare dividend again. I don't understand, but I believe that at the end of the meeting, something good will come out. Remember when this flour mill, push for emergency, board meeting. We were thinking that it's not end of the quarter, not end of the month. What are going to talk about? What they're going to discuss. But at the end of the day, we saw what they discussed. When it came out to the market, there was a positive reaction to it. If also Okomu at the end of the day give us a positive outcome of their meeting, they're going to be banned. That means Okomu at the price of 142. Also, when we are buying, also to be very careful. We don't know how far it will go, but if you are there, you will opportunity. If you want to jump in, for me, you also want to stomach that courage. What the highest price has gone. This is a new price is making. And that means at making this price, you can be going up because I prefer arranging up. Now you can still buy more, but let's watch and see the outcome of the meeting. That's why if you are in Okomu now, it's not time for you to think of selling it. Just hold your position. Because if the outcome comes favorable, you're already there, you are making money. For those that want to buy now, don't jump in with all your money into Okomu. I think there's no position to watch what will be that form if you want to enter now. That is how to play Okomu now. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Any other question?
Well, Ambrose, I don't know if you want to comment about this spike in the price of University Press. It's a stock that is after my heart.
Yes, man.
University Press.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, finish. Go ahead, sir. Yeah.
So I'm asking you, what's your comment?
Okay.
It has gained over 150% in the last 3 months.
Yeah. I will tell you, for University Press, there are two things that is playing out there. You know, as an investor, you say that all those stationery companies that into publishing, they have their season, which the result that came, their second quarter that ended September that came, was beyond fantastic. Let me use that language. It was it beat market expectation. But this is a company that paid only just 5 kobo. It tells you that earnings in any market has strength, and also the share in issue in University Press is very small, and that holding structure in that company is what supporting the price. The small share there is small, and the holding structure is also tight. Is what we're saying. But it's not that giving you such, such a return up. If these numbers are not sustained, a good dividend to support this price is not there. There's a pullback. That means if you are in these stocks, I would say you should not sell. Take profit gradually so that in case their third quarter is always expecting, because we saw that number that second quarter is for the season that they make a lot of sales. You know that they only make this sale yearly because it's when there's new session that they made this kind of sale. That means in this period we're expecting for third quarter, that kind of number might not be there to support the price. That means you as an investor, if you are there, you can now cash out your profit and come back. Because if it does come, it didn't meet expectation that it pull back, you cannot enter. Because we saw that it is that seasonality that play out in the number. But you can see that the contemporary in that industry to Latin Africa, the result was not, despite that Latin Africa paid 15 kobo at good yield everything, because the Q3 result was not so fantastic. Market didn't react to that. They only take the dividend and keep the stock where it is. But if that stock also continuing uptrend, they could go on board. For university price has gone up, I would say take profit gradually, that kind of stuff, because the result that pushed that result number up was for that season. I know that period where they have made a lot of sales because of new session, globally. I'm sorry, in Nigeria, that new session is what are reflected on that performance. If that trend is not sustained in their third quarter, which is coming end of this December, there might be a little pullback. I mean, if you are there, you can take your profit gradually. The stock is good. The numbers is becoming strong. And you can see that volume also is there. And because the share in issue is not more, even the volume that they move in the price is not too attractive.
Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, please, what is your take on this honey oil versus flour meal? There are a lot of controversy that is flying in the market. What is this? What is your position on that?
Okay. Yeah. For Honeywell, I think in this house, I've really many of us in class has followed me for a long time. I've explained time and out of time about Honeywell and the flour mill. Initially, we're thinking that it's solar, but it was the time that it became clear that it is a flour mill. And people were saying, even I heard that there's nothing like that. It's just market fabrication and all the stuff. But at the end of the day, I think the word command, even though it's controversial now, have shown that yes, in this house, we share information that will shape people's finance and also they have good work for them. On that note, what is happening now is about to happen because one, if you remember when the same Obateko and the CBN had an issue, when CBN immediately started them, the same EcoBank also made their report like this, where they tend to that that they are owing them, that it's a debtor to them. That was it. We didn't know until that event happened. Now again, that they have signed another deal, it now came out for another publication or that they are owing them. But I'm telling you that flour mill is a big company that they won't go into such deal or transaction without doing their due diligence. Yes, there might be court case. Court case is not with them according to their assets down for them not to trade their assets. But I know that the transaction they have done, even the enterprise valuation that we see, they will have factored all the debt of Honeywell into that price they pay and all those stuff. For me, I don't see changing the deal. Yes, it might also affect the price, the volatility, which we saw. But the price have rebounded now, touched another new high of 4 naira 45 before going back on profit taking. Because if you quickly look at the chart of that Honeywell, you see that Honeywell have broken out another stronger resistance level. Now, if the market on Monday continue to, because as we speak now, the news of EcoBank have been a thing of past. Yeah, people have been looking at it because of it's a speculative stock now. But I'm telling you, when more information comes, even they're going to pay out the minority, they've not said it now. If they want to pay that, the kind of price they want to sell out minority, they want to let the company to sell loan and be operating. Once information becomes clear about this transaction, the price, the stock has to go higher in price. But if you are in that stock, you are in profit, I will say you should not take your profit. Take profit because now it's a speculative stock. But the momentum is coming back again. If you can combine the momentum and speculative speculation we are seeing now in the stock, you can still make money. But I'll tell you that EcoBank decision will not affect it because I know that flour mill has a legal team. Honeywell has a legal team. They will interpret all this before they go into transaction.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
I don't know if I can throw more light on this.
You are very free, sir.
Ambrose.
Go ahead. You are very free.
Now let's even look at what exactly are the issues between Honeywell and EcoBank. like you said, when the when the first bank and CBN issue happened, they also came out. That's to show that it is not a new thing. If you just Google, you will see that this case has been on for about 5 years. It's gone from High Court to Court of Appeal and now to Supreme Court and what have you. It's not a new case. So what EcoBank wanted to do was to play the spoiler.
Yes.
In terms of the merger between flour mills and Honeywell flour mills. However, like I said, what was the origin of the problem? The little I know was that, yes, Osudeko was owing them some amount of money, and they had CBN inspectors in EcoBank. And CBN inspectors were going to force them to take provisioning for that debt. And they said, no, please. They said, no, unless the man who is owing this money can pay down on it. So they called him and they negotiated and they offered him a very generous discount for him to pay off so that they will not have to take that huge provisioning. So it was a negotiated deal offering him a massive discount if he could pay within a specified time. Now he went ahead and paid. And after he had paid and the provisioning was not made and all that was done, now EcoBank now wrote to him that they did not get the approval of their board for that level of that discount that was given to him. Therefore, he should come and pay it. And the guy said, no, it's not done in the world of business. And that's what they've been dragging in court for 5 years.
Rubbish.
Now, you see, law follows common sense. If whoever negotiated and agree and sign and say, well, out of this debt, take 30%, pay or 70%. It's done all over the world. Yes. And the man paid. And after you have recovered the money, you now say, oh, the board did not approve of it. That is, you can go and tell that to the Marines. That is what happened. That is the case. That is the major issue behind all this. So everything they want to do is to see how they could also, I'm twisting, do this and do that. But that is not left for us. That is already before the court. Yeah. So they should go and sort it out. Yes. But from the common sense point of view, it's not a case that they are likely to win. They didn't win it at the Federal Court of Appeal, Federal High Court. They didn't win it at the Federal Court of Appeal. The chances that they would not win it at the Supreme Court is extremely very, very slim. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for that. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Any other question?
Thank you, sir. Please, I want to know if anyone wants to maybe have to take on stocks for dividends. Which stocks do you think one should be looking at as one enter the new year? Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah. For you to really know dividend paying stock to play, if you go to investor who have a dividend defense stock, defensive stock, dividend paying stock, who have them already categorized, you log in. Fine. But I want to give you another strategy to know dividend paying stock. There's companies that have what called equalization dividend policy. The company that grow their earnings not because their number is up, they grow their earnings. So even when their earnings is up, they don't pay more than so percentage of their earnings out of what as dividend. That kind of stuff. You know that if the earnings is not growing, that means that you don't expect them to grow their dividend. But company that has so percent they pay out as a strategy that okay, every year we pay 50% of our earnings as dividend. Then if they are doing well, the earnings they paid last year, the earnings they make last year is 20 naira. And you are seeing that they are making 30 naira this year, then that they are going to have more dividend from you. But if a company that said, oh, the strategy that if they don't grow their earnings, they don't pay you, that means you are going to expect a flat rate from their dividend. But what matters that studies that have consistent that are consistent in dividend payment. And also, if you want to see company that pay dividend, go to this pension index. These are dividend paying companies in that stock in the exchange. These are companies that pay dividend. When you look at that, it can also guide you. But if you log into Buy and Sell Signal or our site, you see that those dividend paying stock is made available there, and they are part of things that you see as when you log in as a member. That means those dividends to keep with them, you're going to expect. But there are some of them that, for example, now let me give you an example of this. You see the payment pattern of UCAP is different from the payment pattern of Africa Prudential. See UCAP, once they are doing well, their number, the year they didn't do well, what did they do? They didn't pay, they paid the same dividend for that same year. look at the numbers are looking up. What also happened in what in Vitafoam? Vitafoam, as their numbers are improving, their payout was also looking up. That is why many investors in Vitafoam are still expecting that if Vitafoam has crossed 4 naira any per share, as at when they release their unaudited full year in October, it tells you that they are likely to go their dividend. Here they pay 72 the previous year. I'm not seeing them paying anything less than 150 of from their earnings of 4 naira. So that is what to guide you, because you can't say this company will pay. It depends on what they have. But I won't give what I don't have. If they are making money, you are bound to say, and because they are paying out their dividends and their number is looking up, that's why the Vitafoam moving to where it is today. And that trend is what UCAP has already started trading. Like I said, the number of UCAP is going better, and their paying out is also looking up. They paid 70 people last time. Also, I think that their number we're seeing now, you might see a better payout, either 1 naira per come. Because if anything less than 1 naira for 90 people, I don't see that stock going in. But if there's anything above 90 people for 1 naira, this stock will see move as high as getting to even 13 naira the way it's going. That means you need to watch those different pay stocks that are consistent and their numbers are looking. That's why I said earnings trending up is very key. Anytime you're looking at analysis, clearly when you go to invest data earnings tracking, check the first quarter, second quarter, and see whether is it trending up. If it's trending up, it's a kind of a signal that this company at the end of the year, if the number becomes better, they're going to pay you better than what they paid you last year. Once you have this thing at the back of your mind, to guide you on how to take care investment that dividend paying stock. Yes, Mr. Peter. Ask your question.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Yes, Ambrose, it appears that Access wants to go into this holding company structure.
Yeah.
Don't you think that they are showing too much, or what is your position on Access?
For me, Access is trying to go the way of others in the industry, but because Access has for a long time have a strategy of expanding. Now it's like they know that their conservation for their expansion or their capacity growing, they want to slow down. That's what they're thinking of entering like a good component, which is also a good thing for them, because already by now you can see that most of Access activities they also contribute to their business, and now they're going to go into Roadco. It will also be a boost for them. But let us see what their full year results will look like. Because the Roadco will not come this year; it will be the coming year. And if this Africa president they are having, and I'm telling you, in most of the African countries where they are, Access already ranking like the third or fourth in terms of banking activity in those countries. I tell you, if they consolidate by next year, we'll see a better number from Access. But this because they have a court order now that they will do very soon. But if you are there in Access, don't panic. You can see also, if you look at technically, Access has really a strong support level of 9 naira. It touches almost 87, 86. You go back up. Then that is a strong price for Access. That means if Access at the end of the day release a better number at the end of the year, that price stock will change. And if it continues in the new year we're entering, we'll see a better number for Access. That will also going to support the price of Access for a long time. That means as investor or trader, you see value in a company that is building capacity, or you need to buy into that company and hold your position and watch what is going on.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Yeah.
Can I add to that, please?
Yeah, please, sir. Go ahead, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's probably also a deliberate strategy for Access Bank to still have Herbert Wigwe in the system, because I think Herbert probably have about 1 year or thereabouts to complete his 10-year tenure as an MD. So the DMD now, Roosevelt, I don't know how, even though Roosevelt has been part of the system, I don't know how fully grounded. The same way Agimoko they handed over to Herbert Wigwe, who was very well prepared. So I don't know whether the Roosevelt, their current DMD, is fully grounded, not just in terms of the knowledge in the banking and the experience, but experiences and contact and network with the high and mighty in the country. So those ones are also very key. Today, Herbert is arguably the most powerful CEO of the bank, of any bank in Nigeria today. Is the most powerful in terms of length of and the ownership. So I think Access may also deliberately be taking this step before he clocks 10 years and he's edged out. They want to quickly do that holding structure, and then he might migrate to become the CEO of the group, of the Holdco company, just like Femi Akbache did in GT. So that's also my thought, around this the quick plan.
It's also what I have in mind. Correct. Let's see how it goes. They want to remain in the system to move in past for them to move and achieve their set target. I know. No problem. Yeah, thank you. Any other question?
Hello, Ambrose. I greet you.
I salute, sir.
Yes, you said something on MTN form, but there was not no explanation. However, when I was reading the research from Corona something investment company, they were talking about something on that. So I really want to find out because you just sent the form and somebody was asking for explanation. No explanation was given concerning that. So I really want you to explain with the offloading of 575 million units of MTN shares that they want to offload to the general public, the implication and the positive outlook, looking at this super license that CBN gave to them and the Airtel. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that question. Yeah, I will start this way. The purpose for we analysts and also ask questions. MTN decided to kind of the MTN South Africa or the parent country to dilute their holding, and they gave two reasons why they are diluting their holding. One, they want to meet the NSC target of 20% flow, which is good. And also, they said they want more Nigerians to participate in their holding. That also, if more Nigerians are participating in their holding, that the government fine was going to hit on everybody. That if government is finding that they know that their people are still in the company, they will think twice. That they always see them as foreign company. That's why they give them fine. That's one. Another, that's two. Then another one that this time now, investor in the price that they conclude that the building that they will sell to retail investor. But another thing that for that retail investor, you cannot get the whole share if you want to buy. That means if you are smart, once they are doing, in time of a subscription, we had when they are doing Dangote flour, if you remember then. That means this time if you want to subscribe, don't be careful that you can use multiple names, but who that has the word that has a VPN to buy, because you might not get it if you want much quantity. Because these investors now don't know how many they have taken from that 570. For you to get to that means you need to play smart way of getting it when you want to buy. Which also you can contact us after this class so that we guide you on what to do if you want more volume. But I believe it's a good one because anywhere in the world now, I've said it here that look and check the trend of computation company, technology that into payment service, they are doing well. If our whole local here goes down, go into it. As for me, MTN has a market in Nigeria, and for that, we expect that their price will go further up if the numbers improve. Don't forget that in their Q3, they also started rolling out about trillions turnover, tell you that they are going somewhere. For me, it's a good opportunity to partake in that company. And the building price between according to the investor was around 194 to 175, probably thereabout. And let's see, we know they calculated it last Friday by 12 o'clock, 2 p.m. On Friday. Then between now and tomorrow, when for the retail investor open, we'll see how much they're going to give to us. But our advice, if you're in this house, you can take opportunity to buy. But if you want more volume that you can get it, you can have also buying at the market now for you to get it from because there's potential for MTN and other telecom companies in the market. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Good afternoon, Ambrose.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
This Oando.
Okay.
Can you say something about it?
Yeah, Oando, like you know, as now I've answered Oando question for like last week now, people are asking, but I will tell you one thing. The year is coming to an end. And if SEC really know what they are doing, this is the time they had Oando. They had an agreement with Oando for them to release all the numbers. It's part of what we read as part of the settlement agreement they had. Yes, they come up with their only AGM that we did where they appointed the auditor to audit two of the accounts. But management account don't need auditor. Let them give us management. I think SEC should also play their role because investor, like kind of company, cannot stay in dark for almost getting to 4 years or 4.5 years now. let us see number so that we can know what is happening. But if that number comes and that number are positive, that is why any position in a window now is speculative. I will tell you, it's not because of fundamental. All the things you are seeing in a window is purely speculative, and you have to play with what with intelligence and be smart. If the number come now and it's positive, you might see another rally that will give you 30% in that same period. But if you are there, don't panic out. Just as you just ask, look for information to guide. But if they read their number to tell us what is happening in the company, if the numbers are good, or let the numbers are not, that's why they are keeping it to themselves. But if the numbers are good and they read it, that will also change the face of the money. And if you're a long-term investor, what we are hearing for 2022, it's going to be a plus for all the foreign companies. I mean, it depends on your investment. Can I hold long or I want to just speculate? Let's see how I put. For me, if you're no one, don't need to panic, just watch.
And I heard that the Orlando has gone out of the downstream sector of the oil industry. Then what is remaining is just the upstream. Is that true? And what benefit will it be to the shareholders?
Like this information you just shared now, that are off on the downstream, I have to look for it and get my question. I don't have that information, but I know that they combined the two before, and that makes them more solid. But if they are off out from downstream, I need to get information. You can see that even Templar that is doing upstream, I do not doing well. They're also doing well. Let's wait and see. But I need to find out more information on what you just said now, so that we can also guide our decision. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Yeah, our time is fast spent. There's want to start winding down on our meeting. Any other question? Or for today, we are not recommending stocks. We need to watch our position. That's why I mentioned the sectors that we need to focus. We are not recommending specific stocks. Let us watch the trend. I want to enter into the last month of the year. Let's see how the week is going to play out then. After the next opportunity, that will be having our meeting, because the next Saturday will be for investor 2022. That's why I encourage you. Among those that have registered, I think I saw more than almost 50 names on that list when they sent to me. Go pay up your money to take advantage of the discount, or rather you want to pay a 30,000 naira. There's no problem. All depends on you. So that at the end of the day, share stocks. We'll have about almost 8 speakers. No, but my own is there to give you the 10 golden stock for 2020 and explain why and what we are looking at it, so that you can know why you are positioning a stock. And want to be there to position ahead for 2022.
Sorry, what's the last day of payment for the 2022? Hello?
On Monday 29.
Monday 29.
Yeah.
Why not? That's too fast, though.
No, we'll give you 2 weeks now. 2 weeks
no, and I told you that we are just looking for money to buy shares and all these things, and why not? Okay, I will call you. I will call you personally.
We're drawing the window of 29 on Monday so that they can participate. I know people are free, they are paying, but we encourage more that registered. It's very wrong that, or you don't know that you registered on time and you are paying 30,000. Right, so I'm encouraging that if you have registered, go ahead and pay your money on before Monday midnight. As from Tuesday, I'm going to pay 30,000 for the program. And I'm telling you, it's a loaded in 2022, where you see experts speaking, and also the 10 golden stuff for 2022 will also be made available, and I'll also watch it together as we're done reviewing for 2021. And also, as we enter the year, start tracking it, also give you feedback like that. Yeah. Thank you. God bless.
Hello, Mr. Ambrose. Hello, Mr. Ambrose.
Yeah.
NGX. Well, please talk more on this Invest 2020. Are you saying it's not a quarterly thing, it's for 1 year? We are going to be watching the stocks.
Invest 2020 is different from quarterly masterclass. Quarterly masterclass is 91-day program. You know that after each quarter, that group is dissolved. This one is 1 year. That is why it's called Invest 2020. It's for the new year. Position from after the training on Saturday or Monday position, it will take us to the next one before we now give you the tracking. But you can be posting to tell you, but at the end of that, it will tell you, like now, the 2020 I show you was on the last day was on the 4th of December 2020. I know this is how we track it. It's a yearly positioning. It's not a weekly or monthly or quarterly. Our masterclass is where we do quarterly trading.
Okay, but master class in 2021, 2022, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You will see master class again.
Yes, it depends on you. We're having our master class for January. People are already calling us to say when it's master class. Master class information we share master class is different from information we share on the 1 year event. For 1 year, you know that the spam is long, but for quarter class, we need information that will trigger the store within the period. That is why those that attended the last master class, you know, they are all relaxed because they know that we say after I say 90 days, I will know that we're entering the main month that will change the face of those that attended the master class for Q4. They position early. Any run up now between now and the December, they also will be cashing out their position. That is why different information is shared on different classes, depend on your own investment objective.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello, ma'am.
Hello, Ambrose.
Yeah. There's somebody asked about is it NGX? Yeah. Hello.
Yeah. Hello. Can I ask a question, please?
Go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
In the master class, how are we going to control the crowd with all this background irritating background noise?
For all our paid class, we don't hear this noise. People are attending. You have said before, all this noise don't come there. I don't know why, because somebody will be stationed to monitor and everybody. No problem. You see master class, you won't get all this noise there. And also people that have paid money to attend class will be making noise when they are teaching. That's why I see.
Yeah, those who are not there because they don't pay, so they don't bother. Some of us spend our time.
Yeah, that's what I say. For master class, for serious people. Yeah. For serious people that are paid money.
For serious people, can we tell ourselves that if we are not interested, we shouldn't disturb others?
Yes, no. I've been hammering on this, and I don't know. You can't be in a class and be talking, but I believe
if you will see those who open their video and open their mic. Maybe they don't know what to do. But time is money. So one stays here for 1 hour plus, and then some fellows are just there disturbing.
Sorry for that, sir. Yeah.
Hello, Ambrose.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I really support the last speaker on this noise. Please, I think all of us, we are mature enough.
From my angle, we always mute off. But I don't know how they escape to open because I moved off from me. I don't know why they have to open it from there.
No, there are a lot of people on. So please, I think we should behave. Then, in addition to that, this one I just gave your indulgence because this is not your area. Someone asked a question last week concerning Guinness. I think Guinness, the first quarter EPS was $1.85, and if we do a simple mathematics, put that by 4, we should be looking at say $7.40 at the end of the year. And like I mentioned last week, this quarter and first quarter are festive seasons, and the age they have over Guinness now have over Nigerian breweries is that they are involved in the production and bottling of spirits, that is hot drinks. So they combine that with liquor and some soft drinks. So we give that, and if we look at the result of NBL as a third quarter, it was only $1.02, which already the first quarter of Guinness has surpassed the 3 quarters of NBL. So this is a stock that I'm looking at will give us a very high returns in 2022. So those that may want to go in should go in, but it's not for Ambrose, so that's why I said that.
Yeah. Yes, your hands are up now. Ms. Biola is online. Your hand is up. Please ask your question, and Mr. Peter, after Biola, so that I can round up the class. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Ambrose. I just wanted to ask about NGX. We're seeing it very dramatic. What are the fundamentals for that stock indicating?
Okay. For NGS, I always tell you that any investment you are making, you need to understand the business model behind their numbers. Once you have that at the back of your mind, when you are taking decision, you won't be taking a high risk position in that company. Yes, NGS has come to stay because for me, as far as they are opening an NSC door to trade, they are making money. And also, they are also going into property, which you know, most of the property they are using their own property, they are earning money from it. And they also, for almost 2 years now, they have reduced their cost of operation, which is reflected in their number, because they are doing most of their operation from home. And also, if you look at matured market in the world, also that they don't do physical floor now, they are all doing it online. I see that would be a plus for NGX if the management can come focus. It's a company that one should look at, but because of many shareholders or people that have shared, especially the stockbroking firms that have shared there, they all got their shares free. And when the price valued as high as 25 naira after listing around the 16 naira, 95 kobo, they would start taking profit and the price crash to where it is today. But I'm telling you, very soon there will be stability in that stock. Once the numbers start looking up, because the Q3 that they released was not a total bad number. If they maintain that tempo, we'll start seeing a better number going to the future from NGS. I see a stock to hold. But especially as far as the doors is opening, we want to understand their business model. And not to forget that they are not only looking at trading commission, they are finding people here, looking at where they can also improve. They are doing training. For me, it's a stock that wants to go for the medium to long term. You might not make money in the short term because of volatility there, and people are watching to see how stable it is. But for medium and long term, the stock that will give you money. Also, if they start paying dividend, people start identifying the such stock. For those that have long term mind, has to look at. Now that I understand the business model of the company, it's a good way to go and the position now. As I think right at pullback, even though we bought as high as 54 naira, I think the price around 15, 50, 16 naira. For me, it's a good one to buy so that you can dilute more. Either if you want to wait for medium and long term. Are you there? Yeah. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Ambrose.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Mr. Peter, your hand is up, sir. Hello, Mr. Peter. Your hand is up. Okay. Mr. Olani, yeah. Olani, your hand is up too, so that you can round up the class.
No, you've answered my question, since I've asked the question.
I've answered your question now. Sir, come again with the question. Sir, come again. Okay, I've answered it. Okay, good. Thank you, sir. Okay. Mr. Olani, you go ahead. Yeah. Hello, Mr. Olani Ajani, go ahead. Yeah. Okay. If you're not asking, yeah.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Sorry, sir. I'm very sorry for joining you late. So I don't know whether if you have the issue of Honeywell flour mill and Nigerian flour mills.
Yeah, we have discussed the answer on that, and the replay you get it because we're also running up the class already. You get the full details there when the replay is there. Sorry for coming in late. Yeah. Okay. Quick one. Let's
Hello, Ambrose.
Yeah.
You hear me now?
Yeah. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead. Now, can hear you now.
I said some time ago. I recall I discussed with you about what is this Union Diagnostics and the money they paid to us investors. I know they have delisted from the NSE and they want to run as a private company now. Were you able to find out anything concrete? Have they paid us off, or do we still have shares with them in the private company? That's number one. Number two, do you have any updates on MPF Microfinance Bank offer?
No,
and number three, somebody made a post during the week, one of on the WhatsApp group, that the gap between Zenith Bank and GT Bank has narrowed significantly. And I think as at close of trading yesterday, it is less than 1 naira.
Yeah.
What exactly is happening, and what is in it for us as investors? Is it a good thing to go into GTCO at this price, or to just wait and see whether Zenith will rise up to the occasion? Thank you.
Okay, it's like also you don't late. I've answered the question on GT code and what is happening. I think during the replay you get that one. But for diagnosis, I will tell you that since you didn't fill form for them to pay out, they can automatically drop it. Yes, they are not listed. Doesn't mean that they are not public. They remain public, but they are not listed on the exchange. As far that you didn't fill form for them to pay off, they will just overnight, pay you off. What you know that you need to go to the registrar and gather more information. I was there, but that was in case I didn't discuss much on that issue with the registrar. I had a meeting that same day. That's why. But unless you want to wait, and when I find out, I can give you more detail. But as far as you didn't free form for them to pay off, it is those that say they don't want to fool them as a a company is not listed again. They are now not interested in listing again. They still remain a public company on private level now. But they still do their annual meeting, publish their results, but not for the public now, like a committee NSC to submit, but they send to their shareholder. But as far as I didn't free form for them to pay off, I don't bring that. But let me find out, or also you can also find out for yourself. Then as regard MPN police microbrand, no, I told you that there's a write-up that their offer was 100% not successful. That's what I know. And they've not listed the UN, so that we now know what it is not. Other they are going to dilute the number, which I know. But the numbers at headquarters was still okay. But they listed additional shares to dilute the number. We don't know exactly where they are. But I know that the company is sitting on a goal that they can see more better performance without the right issue and where they are before now. Let's see how they're going to use to turn the future to a better thing for investors. That's what I have for microfinance. There's no fear for that stuff. They are solid. But one of the basic, one of the local stores that has consistent dividend paying history, and they pay good dividend out of their earnings and also consider to their price. For that, just keep your finger crossed. There's no cause for Allah. Yes, on this one, we're doing the content here. Thank you very much. Let somebody quickly pray for us. It's almost after 1. Let's take prayer and round up the class for today. For those that are yet to pay their money, yes, I will tell the IT guy to send you SMS between now and tomorrow so that you can take advantage of the window for Monday. If not, you want to pay the 30,000 naira, there's no problem. Quick one, let somebody pray for us. Thank you all.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Our dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this wonderful opportunity. We thank you for how you've been with us all through the beginning of this year. We thank you even despite this storm in the market, you still kept us afloat. Lord Almighty God, we thank you for the grace to share and to dialogue and to converse. We commit all our investment decisions to you. We pray that you will guide us and you continue to give us good breakthroughs in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Thank you for our guide, Ambrose. We ask for more grace for him. We pray that you continue to be with him in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Thank you, Father. In Jesus' mighty name we pray.
Amen. Thank you all. Thank you all. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your weekend. All right. Thank you, man. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you, Oga Ambrose.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Oga Ambrose. Thank you, Oga Ambrose.
Yes.
Oga Ambrose, you didn't give us stuff for the week, oh.
I've said it.
No.
I said for the sector, no stop for me for this week. I give you the sector to position, not the stock. After the master, okay. After the invest 2022, they will now start picking stock again. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'll listen to the reverse recorded version to get the
you're welcome.
sector. Thank you very much, Abu. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ambrose. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Bye, Ambrose.
Yeah. Bye, sir. Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. Cheers, sir.